Mwalimu Mkuu, Chief Principal, and the entire teaching fraternity, as well as non-teaching fraternity, wageni wa maashuri ambao mmefika leo, all the students who are here today, good afternoon. Hamjambo. God is good. All the time. And all the time. God is good. I am very grateful to the Almighty for bringing me here today, and I'm thankful to God that this day, which is His day, has come. When Dr. Mwiregi spoke to me about a couple of months ago, about 3 months ago, and asked me whether I wanted to be, or I could come, to be the chief guest today, I was not reluctant at all. I jumped at the opportunity, because indeed, I consider my being here as an opportunity. It is an opportunity to come back and retrace the steps of the 21st of January, 1972, some 54 years ago. That is when I walked through the gate that I have just demolished. And the reason why I thought it was very important, by the way, just to get rid of the gate issue, the reason why I thought it was so important for us is, as the school president said, that this school must stand tall and proud. Not just tall in terms of the students who are from here, but even the physical look of the school. And Bwana School President, I promise you, I will take the message of the bus and take it to a higher authority, and very seriously too. And so, ladies and gentlemen, a young man then, like those of you who are in, is it year 9 or year 10? Year 10. Like those of you who are in year 10, I was small, I was young, I was amazed by this school. Most people who came in those years, we came from villages. We didn't have private schools those days. We didn't have all these fancy places that you people come from, some of you. We all came from village schools, and we are all very vulnerable and small and fearful of the future, just like some of you here today are. And when I arrived at Kagumo High School, of course, you went to the gate and the bazaar was there, Bwana Madenge. You paid your fees. We paid 45 shillings. And then you are given a number. My number became 3485. 3485 was my school number. So from then on, just like you who are here today, I became a student in this place, and this was my home for 6 years. Because I came here in Form 1 and left in Form 6. And my experiences in this institution, I can say without any shadow of doubt, without any fear of contradiction, that this school made me what I am today. This is where my skills were honed. In this place here, just north of here, near the school bus, which the captain doesn't like, the president doesn't like, but just near there is where the Swahili Club was. That is where the Agriculture Club was, which was patroned by Mr. Gishero, who was our teacher. And that is where I first started learning about agriculture and became a member of the Agriculture Club. And today, having been a 4K Club member, an agricultural club member here in Kagumo High School, guess where that took me? To the CS for Agriculture. And so, ladies and gentlemen, all I can tell you is that these are the formative years. And I think I don't even want to dwell too much on the student side, because I think the management chair, Bwana Mathenge, did an extraordinary job. Absolutely extraordinary job as explaining to you what the opportunities are, what the challenges are, what you can be if you work to your ability. And of course, I think Bwana Biwott also explained to you what happens if you don't. Not everybody wants to work as hard as you. And I agree with Dr. Mathenge that the first thing to do here is to choose your friends. And talking about choosing friends, I've got a friend I came with here, who is Bwana Mahinda. That is Bwana Jeff Mahinda, mpigieni makofi. Jeff Mahinda was my classmate in this school, and today he is one of the directors of the Nyayo T-Zones and has done his businesses in insurance and other things. In other words, he is a successful man. That is why we are together. You think if he was at once, we would be with him? Me, I choose my friends carefully. I am not one of those guys who is foolish, who is going to be associated with a drug peddler or somebody who is a champion of activities that are ill-gotten. No, that is not me. And therefore, I want to say just how proud I am, Dr. Muregi, and thank you for inviting me to this august institution. I want also to address the teachers today. And by the way, Bwana Muregi, when you are speaking, you said that you are not sure whether the students are saying they have eaten enough food or they haven't enough food. I came with a bull. Bull. Mukule hiyo nyama, bull. And it is not a small bull. I wish you had have seen. I don't know how many of you saw it yesterday. It's a big bull. 400 in a kilo ngapi, mwalimu? Huh? 400 kilos of a bull is the one that I came with. So, iko hapo mtakula, kwani kitu gani inafanyika si mtakula? And I can see that is a subject of interest. That is why I also came with sodas. Because when I was in Kagumo High School, I really wanted to take a soda. So I brought every one of you a soda today. Hata soda mtakunywa. Just so you know, I remember when I was here and what I wanted. Now are we together now so far? Now we are on the same page? Very good. But I also want to talk to our teachers, because often it is a category of people who are forgotten. We thank them, we tell them something small, and then we leave them be. I want to take this special opportunity to thank the teachers of Kagumo High School. I remember my own teachers. I remember Mrs. Mwangi, who was my year 2 in second year in Form 2. She was my history school teacher. And I remember clearly, ladies and gentlemen, that from the time I joined Kagumo High School to when we did our Form 4 exam, there had not been a distinction in history. But Mrs. Mwangi encouraged us so much that by the time we did our O-level exams, we got in my class the first distinctions in history. And I'm proud to say I was one of them. The teachers can make you or break you. The teachers can encourage you. And Mrs. Mwangi, by the way, in case you don't know her or you have never heard of her, is the one who went on to start the Mount Kenya Academy that is here in Nyeri. That was my teacher. I remember Mr. Gicheru, who is the one who introduced us to agriculture. And through agriculture, we were able to work with as a student fraternity, as a workers fraternity, so that the students were able to eat eggs in the school for the first time. when I was here. I remember my teacher, John MacLeod, who was my history teacher, he was my literature teacher. And John MacLeod was such a nice man. He taught us so well that in our year, literature, we were just getting A's and B's and C's sometimes, but A's and B's. I remember Mr. Gatia, who was my teacher in history in a geography teacher, Mr. Nzeki, Mr. Gatia. I remember those people. I remember Evans. I remember my teacher, Evans, who was my English teacher. So if I sound like I'm speaking good English, thank Mr. Evans. And so, my good friends, I want to tell you that teachers are not just the people who stand in front of you. They are people who will be your friends in the future. And the only people I know who teach you so that you can be better than them. It's a unique thing to have. When we know that the average human being believes in pulling you down instead of pushing you up. And therefore, walimu, I want to say a special thank you today to the work that you are doing and to encourage you to do so. And when I was speaking to the chief principal, I said, what is it I can do for the teachers for this day so that they can remember that I came here? And so what I want today to present, Bona Principal, is some 25 desktop computers to be used in the staff room. This is not for the students. This is for the staff, for the teachers, so that they can prepare themselves, they can do research, they can check. Let them have their own cyber cafe in their own room that they can use. And since I have heard there is an argument here between Arsenal and Manchester, Mimi, I am a fan of Harambee Stars. So I'm not going to get into that Arsenal-Manchester war. But just to make sure that our teachers stay informed, I have also brought for the teachers a big TV to be put in the staff room so that they can be watching that. Stop being jealous. Wewe wacha wivu. We can talk about yours too. We talk about yours too? Okay, I'll give you one too. But the issue is the teachers. I was talking about teachers and the importance of having good teachers. And therefore, the reason why we brought those computers is so that the teachers can come to alive to the fact that the students and the teachers working together must appreciate tomorrow's future is a technology-driven future. There is no future tomorrow without digital knowledge. There is no future tomorrow without artificial intelligence. There is no future tomorrow without being in the front line of technology and being the people who make technology useful to our society. That is why we believe that unless the teachers themselves are digital instead of analog, and unless the teachers themselves are skilled in the area of ICT and technology, it is not going to be possible for the students themselves to get to that space that is absolutely important and crucial for tomorrow. Tomorrow is not about earthly things. Tomorrow is about AI. And you students must be in the front line of artificial intelligence. Africa was conquered a long time ago because of technology. That technology being gunpowder. The gun is what put Africa in a disadvantaged place where it still stays today. Tomorrow, AI and ICT and technology is what is going to determine where the various nations are going to stand in the global community. Kenya must be on the front line. Kenya must lead in the area of ICT. And that is why we in the Ministry of Agriculture have launched what we are calling the Kenya Agricultural Digital Information Center. Through the use of technology, we are going to change the way we do agriculture. We are going to change the way we farm. We are going to change the way we market our agricultural products. We are going to change the way we determine the diseases. We are going to change the way we do soil analysis and how we implement soil health through technology. We are going to start using drones to monitor how our crops are doing, to monitor crop diseases. We are going to use drones so that we can see how our soils are. We are going to use drones to research into the kind of crops that can grow in the various areas of our country. Tomorrow, because of the use of technology, the drier areas of Kenya in the northeastern region of our country will become useful agriculture areas. And so, I cannot emphasize enough the need for you and the need for teachers to become completely on the front line and to move to the front line of technology. I now want also to address another group of people who are often also not appreciated sufficiently, and that is our parents, wazazi, ambao mko hapa. Any parent who has a child in Kagumo High School should be proud of this school. And I know that you brought your students here, you brought your children here because you know how good this place is. As the director was saying, there is Kagumo High School, and then there are other schools. Kagumo first. Kagumo ni namba gapi? Namba gapi? Na sio ile ya KANU. Ni namba moja. You are a first school. And any parent who is here will have appreciated that they have got students in a good school. But we also, we as students fraternity, as people who are alumni of this school, also feel very proud of our parents. And we want to assure you that the sacrifices that you make, because surely you make sacrifices. You struggle to pay school fees. You struggle with a child who is not going the way you want. You struggle to make ends meet. But we want to encourage you that your struggle is not in vain, because you have brought your child to a school where success, if they work hard, is almost a given. And therefore, you, our parents, we want to say a special thank you, and we appreciate what you are saying, and we appreciate who we are, and you appreciate what this school can do for your child. And because I also have children of my own, I want to introduce you to some of my